Hey guys, recently I made a video on some of the mistakes that I personally made during my fitness career or throughout my fitness career, or which still I'm making. It got a decent response, not much considering that I'm driving only organic traffic and this is a startup channel and I'm not doing much of an editing process. So it got decent reviews and I am a contributing author in Quora. Quora.com is a very good website, Quora. Quora.com is a very good question answer website, and I answer several fitness queries for free. A guy, I forgot his name. I think his name was Mr. Asim Gamal. He asked me a question of what things do you wish you had known before you started weightlifting or weight training. I found the question quite interesting and quite similar to the last video I made, but however, still I'm going to give you some specific points without playing around it. My answer to him was, it's a very good question. I recently made a video on this topic. However, some points to keep in mind would be, my first point would be goals defined training technique. Guys, when we join a gym, there must be a kind of goal that we want. It's either to look good or to become a weightlifter or starting a bodybuilding career. These are the three goals that define our training technique. Now, let's talk about how they define training technique. Guys, a bodybuilder focuses more on isolated movement, to bringing that burn, tearing the muscle fiber, creating an anabolic window, developing. Powerlifter, on the other hand, he just wants to improve his technique, which allows him to lift heavy, maximum weight for a single repetition. That's a bodybuilder. Now, both of these guys, bodybuilder and a powerlifter, they have one thing in common. They have to give it their 100% when it comes to their diet. It may vary, but they have to be dedicated 100%. Both are not healthy. The third one, just to look good, you don't have to drain yourself in the gym in order to look good. You have to be regular. You have to eat clean. That's it. You don't have to ruin your joints. You don't have to take a number of steroids or chemicals. To be very honest, you don't have to take supplements as well. Keeping a balanced diet can give you a decent body. So that was my first point, goals defined technique. My second point is you can never out-train a bad diet. This is what I ignored. I thought 5 days a week training, 6 days a week training, per day, 30 minutes of cardio will allow me to eat any junk food I want. Guys, remember one thing. It's okay to have a pizza once in a month or even twice a month. It's okay to have ice cream, but never make it a habit because you can never ever outtrain a bad diet. You may have a good body, but you still have some bloating. You will always end up with a bloating or a out of shape middle portion. Your core will be strong, but still your tummy will hold a good amount of water and fat. And before you ask me any question, why does that happen? Ask yourself, are you doing justice to your training? Training is 40%. Rest is diet and recovery. So the third point is be careful whom you choose as a motivator and inspiration. Now this has been a much debated point. Why guys? Because YouTube nowadays is a very vast space. There used to be a time when Lee Haney, Arnold competed and becoming an IFBB pro was the only method of earning a living, making a name. But now, due to the advent of internet and especially YouTube, each and every idiot is a guru. Each and every dumb guy out there, he is a fitness motivator. I saw a guy suggesting a combination of lentils, kidney beans, and egg whites as a snack. Guys, this should be a part of your meal. Excessive protein, especially from leguminous plants, can make you bloated, gassy as hell. You will end up becoming a fat bag. That doesn't suit your lifestyle if you're working 9 to 6 job. He was even suggesting fat-free milk to guys who were watching his video. Guys, even studies prove that fat-free milk is not that beneficial as you think. In fact, it improves your tendency to get diabetes. Milk fat, dairy fat are good for you. Fat from natural sources are good for you. I won't name that guy, but however, he is kind of a role model for like around 40,000, 50,000 people, and they follow him blindly. Just because he is skinny, that doesn't mean you have the same similar body type. You don't have the same body as he does. So be careful whom you choose as your motivator or inspiration. Don't kill yourself because training is fun. Exactly. Training is supposed to be something that relieves your stress, that gives you a motive to go to the gym, that makes you feel better about yourself, allows you to gain a confidence that you never had. Training doesn't mean you kill yourself, deplete your glycogen stores, deplete your muscle from oxygen. And the next day you're all sore so that you have to think again. You're sore to the level that you have to think, should I go to the gym or should I take a day off? This is not training, this is killing. Don't be so serious. Have fun with training. Experiment a bit. What works for you? Fifth, don't trust every YouTube guru out there. The fifth point and third point kind of go hand in hand, but the reason why I am telling you don't trust a YouTube guru, because what works for him may not work for you. He doesn't have the credentials or the experience to train you. Why? Because he himself didn't make it big. He's using YouTube to earn his income, which is okay. But he has no right to teach you something which has not been proved or which doesn't work for you. So before you listen each and every YouTuber, think if it works for you, then only adapt and implement. Sixth point, bodybuilders are not healthy. Bodybuilders are a bunch of narcissist people who love to flaunt their body. They have big egos, and when they are on stage, they are not at all healthy, guys. I mean, 13-15% body fat, it's not healthy. You can beat up a bodybuilder anytime you want. Bodybuilding is not healthy. Competition, it's not healthy. Bodybuilding lifestyle, it's not healthy. Strength training, on the other hand, it's really good. Seventh point, go for longevity rather than short-term show off. So, guys, if you have noticed, my all points are kind of related to each other, and these are the mistakes that I made. I trained really heavy. I trained hardcore throughout my career, which is like 8 to 10 years now. Now I have discovered my joints are not that strong. I suffered from tendonitis, which is also called as also known as tennis elbow. Yeah, Sachin Tendulkar made it famous, which was due to the repeated biceps curl that I did. Bicep curls kind of gifted me tendonitis. I still do it, but I make sure that I do some movements to make sure my muscles are balanced. And my knees, because of repeated heavy squatting, my knees are kind of worn out now, so I don't go that much heavy. However, I have adapted a different training style. I'm still in good shape, a pretty decent shape for a guy who's 30-year old. So, guys, if you don't want to be a powerlifter or a bodybuilder, you just want to lead a healthy life, don't go that much heavy. Don't kill yourself. You know, target longevity, long-term training rather than short-term training. My eighth tip would be weights should be challenging, not heavy. Don't kill yourself with heavy weights. Now, to explain the difference between a challenging and heavy weight, let me give you an example. If you're squatting 200 kilograms of weight, that is heavy for you because that's a powerlifting weight. That's heavy for you. But if you're doing 80 kgs for like 15 to 16 repetitions, trust me, you'll be sore in minutes. That is a challenging weight. That will enable you to grow. That will force muscle blood into the muscle. That will lead to muscle hypertrophy. That will create an anabolic window. Guys, you need that kind of training. The training should be challenging. It challenges you to better yourself, not excessively heavy. that causes damage and injury. Always remember my point, guys. Training and fitness is there to improvise you, not to harm you. And fitness is cheap, advices are costly. Hope you loved it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment. We can discuss. Thank you, guys.